CIA-trained defense intelligence officer. He's retired Lieutenant Colonel Tony Shaffer. Colonel, you know, there have been leaks about phone calls between the president and leaders of Australia and Mexico, as well as the investigation into the Russian alleged interference in the hacks into the DNC.
Right.
Are leaks by Obama officials the problem?
Absolutely, and I put this right at the feet of John Brennan and Jim Clapper, and I would even go so far as to say the White House was directly involved before they left. I'd put this in the form of Ben Rhodes and those folks. Let's be clear on this. I've watched this very carefully, the coverage, and when you have NBC reporting that they've talked to 6 officials who have seen the transcript, someone is basically giving away both sensitive methods, the fact that they read a communication that was intercepted by sensitive methods, and more importantly, that they're saying that they saw this information which was beyond top secret, which tells me that clearly someone had to have access to that, and that is a key issue. Who leaked that information? And most importantly here, to Dennis's point and to Laura's point, is that the implication made by these officials to NBC and other outlets was that there was something sinister in it, which I agree with Sean Spicer. I don't believe for a minute that there was anything in there that was illegal. Mike Flynn's a pretty smart guy. He knows his phone calls are probably going to be intercepted or reviewed at some point. I'm sure he talked about sanctions, but not in the way that it was portrayed by the left. So
Colonel,
I do believe
the sanctions came about again because of the Obama administration putting them in place over the findings by the intelligence community that it was Russia that hacked into the DNC. And we have Democrat Representative Adam Schiff. He's a ranking member in House Intelligence. He said it was yes, the leak that brought Flynn down, not his lie. In other words, if it wasn't leaked, no one would know about this mess, and he was talking about sanctions with Russia. What do you make of that?
Well, look, the way I see this is the bottom line is the White House would have to find out what Mike Flynn did or did not say. And let's remember that this is an issue apparently between the Vice President and Mike Flynn. And let's remember that when a White House is settling in, you're going to have a lot of personality conflicts pop up. Maybe there's something here we're missing on that.
Yeah, but Mike Flynn also works for the American people, and it's the geopolitical issues at stake with Russia and the war on terror.
And I read his resignation, and yes, he was during that period of December when this all happened, calling all the world leaders that he was going to have to be dealing with. So I don't believe for a minute this was a Logan Act violation. I believe this was one thing that was said, hey, when we roll in, when we're in charge, this will all be revisited.
Yeah,
that's it.
Colonel,
and he has the right to say that.
I mean, let's be clear. I mean, President Obama said to Medvedev, you know, I can be more flexible when I'm president. I get it. But again, this is in the context of a potential crime of the Russia hacking into the DNC. And now, to your point, would you support a bipartisan push about Republicans and Democrats demanding an independent probe into Flynn? Do you support that? Because we've got top Republican supporters like Roy Blunt and Bob Corker and Lindsey Graham. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, because the fingers that they're going to be finding are pointing back at the former White House and some Democrats. The Democrats have been behind this, and I would go so far to say some of the Republicans have also been involved in some of the leaks. So bring it on. I think it's a good idea, and I think like we saw in the Detroit recount when they were recounting Michigan's votes, turned out to be voter fraud in all these Democrat precincts. I think it's what we're going to find here, so go right ahead.
Colonel Tony Shaffer, always good to have you. Thank you, sir.
You too. Thank you.